My Tempo Trip, the reality series, is brought to you in part by the Hyatt Regency Trinidad.
Well, we are here just having a blast of a time. We had this holiday, and I mean, we had a great time and are having a great time. I mean, there was so many things that I could talk about that I've loved. I mean, we went to the America Got Talent show, and I mean, that was something else.
Yes.
It was like out of the world. It's one thing seeing it on the television, but it's a whole
Live,
different thing
being there
seeing it live, the ambience, the lightings, the people. I mean, it was just exhilarating. We had a blast of a time. We visited, where did we visit again, baby? Jersey.
Jersey shopping, yeah.
Yeah, we visited the
Jersey shopping outlet.
And I mean, I got confused in that mall. I mean, I saw so many things. I mean, I thought I could have everything. And what was so nice about it, we were so surprised because we were given this gift certificate.
Yes, to
and
shop.
we were able to shop and have so
yes.
much nice things that we thought we wouldn't have.
Yes.
And so, you know, this whole trip has been so much for us. It has been also a time to get away from the monotony of life and just to have this free-spirited expression. I mean, lovely people around you. The courtesies is so wonderful.
The
you know,
hardworking
I
staff.
mean, I'm enjoying myself so much. I mean, we visited the Basilica Cathedral,
Oh, yes, Cathedral.
100 years old, over 100 years old. And it's the first time we realized and recognized that, you know, a building could speak to you because it's so historical. There are so many intricate things that are placed there to tell a story. You know, and when you watch the marvelous design, you know that the architects and them was something else, and the people behind that was not just building a building, but they were bringing a message throughout the annals of history. I mean, it was a wonderful experience to experience. We had a lovely picnic, a time to just get away, you know, and sit down at the what park?
The Brook,
Branch Brook Park, and I mean, we had a blast there. We sat down. You know, I was able to reminisce and think about how good it could be that we could get this free time. You know, and it was so lovely. I mean, this trip has done so much for us. It has invigorated us. It's given us the opportunity to relax. It has given us the opportunity to see things that we have never seen. I mean, I'm so excited. I think that when we leave here and I'm going home, I'll be suffering from nostalgia.
From Newark.
Yes, I'll be.
Beautiful city.
Newark, New Jersey is a beautiful place. It's the first time that we have been here. I mean, the courtesies again of those that host us was, I mean, it was above board. You know, it was fantabulous. That is all I can say. It was fantabulous. I'm having such an exciting time. You know, there's so many things. The food that we ate, the dining with the CEO, it was such wonderful rapport with him. I mean, I am lost for words to really say how much this trip means to me. I mean, words, my grammatical syntax can't bear what this trip has done for us as a couple. You know, and you know, I hope that this trip is something that will be regular in our lives, because I could really do with that.
Yes.
My Tempo Trip, the reality series, is brought to you by Tempo Kids, always on the move.
It's a pleasure to welcome you to Newark Museum. Those of us who work here take great pride and joy in this museum. It's a friendly place. It's a place of a lot of collaboration. People are so proud of this museum that they love working here. So this is the atrium, which is the focal point of the museum. The renowned architect Michael Graves created this in 1980. So he had this wonderful classic space to lead us into the Picturing America exhibit. We have the faux marble on the walls, and Calder mobile. All these are very calming and enriching aspects of the museum. The American collection, which is right ahead, is one of the greatest collections in the United States of American art. There are 300 objects in this collection, and there are 17 galleries. And not only do we have paintings, and it is the only collection in the museum that focuses as much as it does on paintings. It has furniture and sculpture and decorative arts and ceramics. And so you get a sense of what it was like to live in America as America developed. It's a chronological exhibit, so we begin here with the 18th century actually, and go to the 19th on this floor, and upstairs the 20th and 21st century. Yeah, and so it's an extensive tour of the history of the country. There are three focuses, three areas where we're particularly distinguished, and that is portraiture, landscapes, and Civil War art. We're one of the 5 top museums in Civil War art. And we have not only recorded American history here, art has influenced the course of American history. Art that was against slavery had an impact on ending slavery and abolition, and art that was for saving the environment has created national parks as a result. So art has been an effective tool for shaping the country. So portraiture, landscapes, and Civil War art. You'll see behind you that this is a gallery of portraiture, very early portraiture. We won't spend much time here. Yes. Most important piece is this Mrs. Joseph Scott by John Stanton Copley. He was renowned for how he was able to depict fabric. Yeah. Wow. See how it looks like you could just rustle that satin. And he could depict it along with the appearance of a person, the character and the class of the person. Yes. And so art was all about portraiture in the early days, and in the colonial days, all about the successful merchants. This woman's husband was selling goods to the British, and they left as soon as the American Revolution started. But they're showing here that there's an American aristocracy with fine manners and wonderful clothes and high values. Value of nurturing is particularly what she's showing with her hand at her breast and the flowers in her hand. Now you bear this image in mind as we go down the corridor and see at the end of the 19th century what portraiture looked like. So let's go now to the areas that have landscapes and Civil War. It's a good way to learn about this country. So we have some of the beginnings of the landscape art. America realized very early that one of its great treasures was its landscape. Yeah, and so it became a symbol of national identity. We have much more of it up ahead. We're passing by some additional portrait galleries. And we'll just step into the landscape gallery. So in this room you have a lot of Hudson Valley painters. We have the father of the Hudson Valley painting behind us, Thomas Cole, depicting the harmony of man and nature. However, he was so conscious of the possible threats to harmony of man and nature that he depicts a cut-down tree, which is the touch of human touch, which could threaten the beauty of the landscape. He was concerned that expansionism would ruin the country. There was an early reverence for the environment. You wouldn't think at this early point, about 1825, that they would be thinking about the ruination of the nature of the country, but they were. And then as we come along one more gallery, we see a student of Thomas Cole, Frederick Church, and he was painting, again in a realistic style, but in a manner that is intended to convey the foreboding he felt about the coming Civil War. Clouds, deep red colors in the clouds were common symbols in painting and in sermons for social turmoil. And he felt that we were going to lose paradise here if the Civil War would happen, which of course it did. This was 1850.